welcome back to the Breaker Bros, and this is our instant reaction to the Bengals 24-0 loss to the Ravens. And I want to say the defense played well at the beginning and until things got worn out. And then if you take away that pick six, I mean, they've only given up 17 points. I mean, that's
true.
Pretty respectable against the Ravens.
I mean, I'm looking at the stats, I guess, since we're talking about the defense. Let's see if we can bring that up. Boop. Aside from the 8 yards per carry, defense played pretty good. But yeah, I mean, if the defense played like this all year, I think the record would be much better, and we'd take that, and we'd be optimistic because it's a young group. So you expect them to slowly get better as guys advance. I thought Demetrius Knight had a pretty good game. At least he looked like he could do some things, had a couple of sacks, right? Made a tackle within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage. So I know I was ripping on him last game. I mean, like, it still feels like there are running plays where guys get tackled 5-6 yards after a 5 or 6 yard carry, and Knight's not involved in the tackle. It would be nice if they tackled a little bit sooner, a little bit better. I think they even alluded to it on the broadcast that the linebackers are like slow to attack the hole. But I mean, it feels like it's getting a little bit better though. They made some plays, right? The defensive line was able to get some sacks. So, I mean, they still are vulnerable. I mean, they still give up big plays. They still seem to get lost in coverage sometimes. But
yeah, I mean, if anything, it's kind of on the offense on this one because they didn't score at all, and they had plenty of opportunities.
They gave the offense gave up more points than they scored, right?
Yeah,
and I don't know, like, how many quarters since Joe Burrow's thrown a touchdown pass? Is it 5 quarters? He's thrown more touchdown passes to the other team than his own. So I mean,
it would be 4 quarters because he scored a touchdown in the end of last game.
Okay, so but still, I mean, I think Burrow's not playing very well. I don't think he likes the style of offense, where they're trying to play more traditionally, where you run the ball, line up under center. So I think that they're going through some growing pains because I think they have to play like this in order to. I mean, they were talking about on the broadcast too. Like, Burrow acknowledges that they have to change the style a little bit, otherwise, that's contributing to his lack of availability, right? So, but I just don't think that they're comfortable with it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's so many problems with the offense right now. It's hard to pick one.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at his interceptions, I mean, the one for the pick six, he was kind of getting hit at the same time. Probably shouldn't have thrown the ball, but I mean, regardless, he was getting rushed, and then
you should have thrown the ball, but you throw it out of the back of the end zone instead of in the middle of the field.
Well, yeah, I mean, hindsight's 20/20. I mean, obviously, you can try to do what you can try to do at the time, but I thought the first one was a bit unlucky. I mean, it was kind of high. It was a tip ball.
I mean, his accuracy seemed to be affected by the cold. Like, it just looked like he threw some passes that were just a little bit high, a little bit off target.
Well, that didn't. I felt like the receivers weren't really catching all the passes that they could have caught. I felt like Yoshi had a pretty big drop, I think, towards
the end. But I mean, what's new? I mean, is that guy even an NFL player? I mean, they only throw it to him when he's wide open, and he drops half of them. I mean, that's not. I mean, at some point you gotta stop playing him. You gotta find somebody that actually can catch the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I still think he's NFL quality, but I mean, maybe. Nah. Okay.
I mean,
he's close.
No.
Nah,
he can't catch. What's the point of having a receiver if he can't catch?
Well, I mean, we're not saying.
I'm just saying
groundbreaking. But I mean, he has come up big. Part parts of the season. I mean, what I'm saying is he's NFL quality. That was the question. I do believe he is, but maybe
I
he
don't
should
know.
be high on the depth chart, especially on the Bengals roster. But then I do want to give the shout out for the Bengals, even though it may not have been their decision. But I'm glad they sat out T. I mean, health is more important. But I think that also affects things when you don't have two of your top receivers when the offense is kind of built.
Yeah, but it
around
also
those players.
exposes like the poor drafting that they've done, right? Because they have drafted 2 wide receivers in the 3rd round, and they have gotten 0 production from those guys in the wide receiver.
I mean, he's
right?
just having a bad year. I mean, the first couple of years he was coming on. It's just this year.
No, I'm not talking about Yoshivas. Yoshivas was a 7th round pick, so I mean he's doing pretty good for someone in the 7th round. I mean, I don't think it's his fault he can't catch. It's his fault. It's the Bengals' fault for putting him in the position where he's just not good enough to play at the level that they're asking him to play, right? I mean, he shouldn't be playing that many snaps. He's not a starter. But you draft 2 guys in the 3rd round. Those guys are supposed to be slot receivers. They're supposed to be starting. And one guy's not even on the team, and one guy only returns kicks. I mean, that's just a waste of draft picks.
Well, if you're talking about Charlie Jones, he was drafted in the 4th round, and he got hurt.
Yeah, same difference. Still a waste of a draft pick. You can't spend a 4th round pick on someone who only returns kicks.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. The roster is just built poorly.
I just think it was one of those games. I mean, again, it all goes back to fire Zach Taylor, do what's right, probably bring in a different GM. But no, I mean, I feel like this game, the Bengals early on had an opportunity to take the lead and potentially run away with the game early and go up 2 scores, but they couldn't convert anything. They were just slightly off, and it seemed like everything. Like they would have long drives and then stall or turnover. It was just poor execution. I mean, there was a pass to Jamar Chase where, if it was more on stride or if he just caught the ball, they convert or he possibly scores. And then I think a few plays after that, that's where they have the tip pass and it gets turned over. It just felt like one of those games where they weren't really executing that well. And
yeah, but doesn't it feel like a game where like the team kind of, I don't want to say they've quit, but I feel like they don't. I think the coach has lost the team. I feel like
it's getting pretty close to that. But I mean, but the way they started out, it felt like, oh man, the defense is like playing really well. They started off with a few stops and they got a turnover. It felt like they were trying to keep the game in.
If the defense showed up like this 5 weeks ago, the season wouldn't be over.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just at the point where they got to build off of something going into next year. But I mean, if I were the owners, I would just go ahead and fire Zach Taylor. I mean, they're not going to make the playoffs. I think you send a message, try to save face, and just tell them like, "Hey, we care. We're going to figure this thing out going into next season."
Yeah. Well, you're talking about the ownership, so. So my buddy went to the game today, and he texted me a couple things. So this is what. So first of all, shout out to all the fans that went to the game, because this miserable conditions, right? Super cold. Team sucks, and I guess the Bengals decided not to open all the gates for the game. So this is what the fans were greeted with: just congestion. Can't even get into the football game, right? And then after that, they didn't clean the snow off of any of the seats. So this is someone complaining about the handicap section.
Yeah, you gotta at least clean off the handicap section. What the heck?
And then just look at this. This is miserable.
Yeah, I don't understand it. It's not just the Bengals. I think because didn't the Bills have to bring in a whole bunch of fans and they paid them money to clean off the seats?
Right. I mean, it's a thing, right? Bills do it. Green Bay does it famously, right? And I like this comment. Can't blame the Bengals for not clearing ice and snow from the seats. As an organization, they've done everything they can to prevent people from wanting to attend games. So, anyways, it's just been like a real, disappointing season to say the least. And, it's getting to the point of the season now where it's draft season. Got to start thinking about who's going to coach the team next year. I mean, just another year of Joe Burrow's career wasted.
Can't be the Michigan.
Another year of Jamar Chase's career wasted. Another year of T. Higgins' career wasted. I mean, you got 3 like just ultra talented guys, and just can't put it together because the people in charge just don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, all I can say is they got to start at the top. Get rid of Zach. Hopefully, they bring in someone.
I don't think that's the top.
Well, that's a pretty good start.
Sell the team.
I mean, that would be awesome. I would be down for that.
Yeah,
have a ultra rich family or person come in and take care of the
team. Ultra rich, just someone who's like,
well, they have to be. What are you talking about? That's the only.
Well, yeah, obviously someone's. You have to be ultra rich to buy the team.
Right. Period. So
but maybe just someone who doesn't just like completely treat fans like garbage, like not opening all the gates and not clearing seats of snow, and just the overall fan experience of Paul Brown is just not. It's not on the level of other NFL experiences, at least in my opinion. I don't know. I mean,
well, what I was saying
more stable
before like that, I don't think it's just the Bengals that do that. I think for whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe it's just because the NFL teams, they see it where if you purchase a ticket, that becomes like you're renting out that area, and that's essentially your responsibility. But I mean, it's the NFL, so I feel like they should just do it on their own dime.
Do what?
Clear off the seats. Like that should be part of the normal, like the standard.
Yeah, I think operation. It is. I mean, I've been told that it's
obviously
a violation of the NFL policy. No, like the Bengals have violated league policy by not clearing out the snow.
I don't think that's the case, because why would? Well, okay, yeah. I mean, they definitely need to do something. But yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, snow aside, I'm just saying, like overall, you go to a Bengals game, like the amenities and everything inside the stadium is just lackluster. Although the last game we went to was an upgrade, but I mean, still not great, but better than it was last year.
I don't know how is it when you sit higher in the stadium? Is it harder to get to things? Because I feel like you said,
I never sat higher than like the lower bowl.
Yeah. Huh.
But I've sat at the other end of the stadium. So over at the north end zone, like that area doesn't have it just seems like it has normal concessions, and they're just slow. Like I remember one time we went, it was just so slow, you miss so much of the game, it's not worth doing, right? But like on the south end zone, I do like how they have the thing where you can like grab and go stuff. So you can, like, if you want a drink or you want some peanuts or a snack, like I got a brat. It took 5 minutes. That was nice.
I think part of when they re-signed their, I guess, lease agreement with the city, they were going to upgrade some of that stuff, like going forward, because they're going to invest, what is it, like $600 million in total?
Yeah, they need to improve the fan experience, but still, I mean, nothing about it is just nothing is well run. I guess that's the overall point I'm trying to make, is like just simple things like getting in and out of the stadium is kind of a hassle. Like it's just not done well because the people that run the team just aren't good at running things, and it just shows everywhere. I just feel like there isn't a single thing that the Bengals as an organization do better than.
Yeah, because I feel like the bigger organizations that are run more like I don't know, like a multi-billion-dollar company.
Because it is.
Well, it is now. I get that. I'm agreeing with you. What I'm saying is, like, those type of teams will hire people that actually have that experience, that know how to like deal with the
Wait, you mean they don't just hire like their nieces and nephews?
Well, I would assume you would have to have really good communication with the city and just be like, hey, in order for us to improve, these are like what we're looking to do to your point, to increase,
I don't know. I just think they leave so much money on the table. Like I think that they could just make more money. A lot of people that go to football games, like they're willing to spend money, right? But what you're not willing to do is spend money and miss half the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but
you
I
want
think
something, you want it quick.
to the Bengals' defense, I'm sure they're kind of limited in what they can actually do, because most of that stuff, because where they're at is downtown Cincinnati, like they're pretty much landlocked. So like you can only, like there has to be some coordination, whether like, but
Yeah, you have to know what you're doing.
well, but I think that is part of what they're going to do going forward, because I feel like when they do a lot of the renovations, I think they're going to close down some of those streets. At least the one that runs in between where the practice field is and the stadium.
Oh yeah, you mean getting in and out of the stadium? Yeah,
yeah, because like, because for instance, Dallas, I don't think it's any better, but where they're located is like, I don't know, maybe 15 miles away from downtown Dallas. Because if it was in downtown Dallas, it would be
so getting out of the Dallas area in your car takes a long time, but actually getting into the stadium and getting out of the stadium to get to the parking lot, super easy.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like that picture I was showing you, where like people literally can't get from the outside of the stadium to the inside of the stadium in less than like an hour. It feels like. It's probably not that long, but like the lines are just ridiculous just to get in. And then certain parts of the stadium, it takes like 30 minutes to get out.
Well, I'll have to keep an eye on, I guess, what updates they actually do to the stadium, because I would imagine that it's going to be pretty significant renovations if they're going to dump 600 million into it. So hopefully they address some of those things. I know they did something last year where they opened up more of one of the pavilions or whatever that get into the stadium, but it was only like,
no, it's wild, because like like I go to a lot of Bearcats football games, and they've done a lot to try to make concessions better and to make it easier to get inside and outside of the stadium. Because going to a Bearcats game used to be ridiculous too. Sometimes it would take like 45 minutes. What's that?
One can only hope.
Taylor got to go.
I was saying, like, if you really want to send a message, you got to fire him now. I mean, just like let the players know, let the fans know, like, hey, we're committed on doing the right thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, I think number one choice, sell the team. If you can't sell the team, number two choice is I think you need to get a new GM and say, do what you want to do.
Could you imagine if like Bezos bought the Bengals? Or does he already own another team?
I don't know. I bet you it'd be easier to get stuff at the game.
Oh no, I mean, he would think like a businessman. He would try to do whatever it would take to increase satisfaction, because if people are happy, they're going to spend more, right? Or they're going to come back. And so all the things that you're saying, like he would get.
Yeah, just treat. I mean, if you're going to suck at football, at least treat the fans better. That's all I'm saying. But
yeah, because you're still going to spend a lot of money at the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I don't know. It's like sometimes you go places and you're like, have you ever been to a football game before? Do you know what it's like? But yeah, I think I think you just get a GM and then let the GM do what they want to do, which probably would involve getting a new coach. But I mean, the plan needs to be fixed and fast. I mean, they just need urgency, right?
Only thing that was keeping him around was the Super Bowl run. Facts. Yep. Unfortunately, yeah. And the fact that the offense is so good, after day, it's clear Joe carries him, and he's a terrible play caller. Yeah, that was another thing.
All right. I got a follow-up question to that comment, and then I'll let you answer the comment. Like, what was the worst play? Like, what was the worst play call? I'm not saying because I disagree with you. I'm just curious what you remember, what jumps in your mind as like the worst play call.
But like, to add to that, it's always the situational football is where he sucks, which is
Mhm.
basically 75% of the game. It's
Right.
like if they're scoring quickly or they're not putting in situations where it's like 3rd and short or you have to do a specific thing. Um, I just feel like that's where he like overthinks things, or he gets like too cute, or he just doesn't take the obvious choice. You know, like there was when they didn't convert on that first 4th down attempt, I think. Like they tried to run it and they didn't get anything, and I kept on thinking like they should have just thrown it to Jamar Chase because it felt like the DB or whoever was over him was like 10 yards back and they only needed 1 yard. And it's just like
Right.
that's such a quick pass.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, we were
yeah.
talking about it. Yeah. But
Yeah.
he was getting pressured though. It was a bad pass all around, but probably not the best
Okay.
play
So
call either.
my least favorite, or I guess if you put it another way, the worst play call in my mind was when they ran it on like 2nd and 2 on their side of the field, and then Samaje Perine got 1 yard, and then they hurried up, lined up, stood there for 30 seconds, and then ran the exact same play for like 0 yards, and then Perine hurt his knee. But I mean, they converted on 4th down, but still, I was just like, what are you doing? You know, like if you're gonna go fast and throw it. Don't go fast, go slow, and then run the exact same play. I mean, that's the only thing they're ready for. You know what I mean? Like if you have the personnel in to stop the run up the middle, and then you hurry up and line up, the idea is that the defense isn't set up to stop the pass because they're set up to stop the run, and then you hurry up and just do the exact same thing. Also, you give them a long break to be ready for it. It's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and I guess kind of going back to if they do make a change at the top, maybe it does make more sense to start with the GM first. So maybe you just can't fire the head coach. I mean, I guess you could. Really,
Yeah, you could do the thing where you like call the GM and say, "Hey, you got to fire the head coach," and then after he fires the head coach, you'll be like, "Hey, man, nice job. Hey, can you come to my office? I got to tell you something." And they go, "No, you're fired." You could do it like that, but
I think there's a strong possibility that might happen. Well, that they let go of both Duke Tobin and Zach Taylor. I think that might be a real possibility, or at least I hope. That too, it always feels like we're down to the last second on the play clock, so there's no time to audible or actually get a good look at everything.
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, it's just like overall, there just seems to be problems with coaching, right? And like the offense, when you have all the elite players can score fast, but in addition to like what you're talking about, like it makes me think of other things that I don't like. And one of the other things is like they never seem to have the ball at the end of the game. Like the team hasn't figured out that the defense is porous, so they keep losing games because they don't hold the ball or score. So I don't know.
I felt like in this game they were holding on to the ball a pretty good amount of time. They just weren't doing anything when they got.
Yeah, they just weren't scoring.
Yeah, they're
we need to put those two things together: ball control and scoring.
Well, on
Once
the first
they do
drive,
that, you might have something.
I felt like that first drive was like 8 minutes, and then they were in scoring position, and then they get a 16-yard sack, which I think that was more on Fairchild. It seemed like he didn't block.
Yeah, that was wild. They only rushed 4, and they had 3 interior linemen blocking one guy, and then nobody blocking the other tackle.
But really, that kind of like sums up everything that we're talking about. Maybe that was just a bad play call. Like, why are we? Because I think they only needed 3 or 4 yards. But again, we have this weird fascination of like going for touchdowns when we just need to convert for.
Yeah, but I mean, some of that's on Burrow too, because like
some of it
that one pass that he tried to throw in between 3 guys to Gesicki, like the people on TV were like Jamar Chase were open, but like Perine was wide open. And it's just like you only need 3 yards.
I think it would have been Hudson. I think would have made the most sense on that pass because he was outside of Jamar. Jamar would have caught it, but I don't think that would have been a guaranteed first down because he was still short of 6. But Hudson was wide open for sure. But to be fair, he threw it in double coverage, but he still put it on him. Like
and there was pass interference, and they don't talk about it. whatever.
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess we're inching closer to draft season. Pretty sure
Yeah,
at this point
I'm
we're
ready.
out. There's no possible way to make the playoffs. So I think we're draft watch, coach watch. But hopefully they can build off of something. Just hopefully they don't end on a stinker and continue to
I
not put up
mean,
points.
4-10. That could be a guy that could really help the team.
I don't know. It's a double-edged sword, right? It's like you talk about, well, the Bengals can't really draft that well, so what's the point of having a really high pick if you can't do anything with it? But they
When
bring
they
in a
do
different
pick their
GM.
players, they tend to pick them at the top of the draft.
That's true. That's true. When they're in the top 10, they tend to do really well with those. But yeah, I guess is there anything else you want to add to this sad week?
No, it's just sad.
Yeah. Well, that's why I don't know. Maybe when they do the 18-week season, which it seems inevitable, maybe we'll have a different head coach and they'll make it more worth having a longer season because it's fun when you're winning, but when you're not, it's
No.
makes it much longer season.
I hope they start the season earlier because could you imagine? Like the
I
weather
think they
now.
would have to at this point. Yeah.
Because there's a game in January that it's gonna be interesting to see how cheap that game is. Bengals Browns, like January 3rd or something.
Probably couldn't give away those tickets, especially if it's like
know.
another day like this where it's really cold. It didn't seem like
You
seemed
should
like a
come
third of
up.
the
We could
fans-
probably go for like $5.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get really good deals all around, I don't know how flights will be, but we'll
Well,
figure.
that's what I mean. Like the amount we spent last time, or actually the amount you spent last time, it might be cheaper for the
That might be
flight
front row
plus
tickets. I might do that. We'll have to play it by ear, but we'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, peace.